So what was going on with that? So I said that I wouldn't talk about episode previews in my super reviews, and I will nearly always adhere to that, except for the whole feud Zamasu thing. That was just too big to not pass up. Now, I decided to gloss over the new nugget of information that has come to light most recently, but my comments exploded with spoilers and requests to cover it, so I felt like, well, I need to come up with some kind of reason to talk about it without it being just pure clickbait. But I got to thinking, there's an interesting theory as to why Toei cut that preview clip the way they did. So let's go back to Saturday night. Dragon Ball Super episode 65 just finished, and we've now watched, or skipped, the ending song, which I like in particular, and we're now watching the preview. Usually these previews are kind of vague. Most of the time it's just Goku and some other characters talking about the next episode or the previous episode, and just thinking, oh boy, that sure was hard. I bet we're gonna do well next time. The clips are somewhat related to what's being said, and then they start to actually concentrate on the last two clips to get people interested. This has been Dragon Ball's formula for decades. However, the last two previews, in particular the last one, have deviated from that trend. Now, speaking of spoilers, I am going to talk about this preview, so if you really don't like spoilers, I suggest that you click away for the time being, because I understand there are some people out there that want to keep Dragon Ball Super as fresh as possible. So, now there you go. With that said, let's go! So this preview is unlike nearly all the others up to this point, in that it jumps to the spoilers right from the beginning. We get Vegito going Super Saiyan Blue for the first shot. So much for my theory on a three-way fusion. Oh well. Now this is where it gets weird. For the rest of the preview, it's just Vegito and Zamasu fighting, and with Zamasu trying on his Two-Face cosplay for all to see. There's not much else. No secondary stories, no tertiary stories, no nothing. I can't imagine it's going to be all-out fighting for 20 minutes. Not that it isn't welcome. Vegito is one of the strongest characters in the show, and has a tremendous following from all the fan base ever since his brief appearance in the Buu saga, so it's understandable that people are going to be excited. In fact, I'm excited. His Spirit Sword is my favourite Dragon Ball attack. Check out that video when you've got a mo. Some fans think that Toei dropped the ball here and that they just released a preview that was immensely spoiler heavy purely by accident. I don't think so. I think this was deliberate. A deliberate attempt to build up hype, garner interest for the international releases, especially the English dub, and get more views online since they've now started to do that. It's so obvious because 2 weeks ago we got Dragon Ball Super episode 63 on Crunchyroll, Daisuki, and now on Funimation's platform. The interest is through the roof now. Now since they started simulcasting this, the animation quality has been much more consistent, the fighting has been amped up quite a bit, and the previews have been cut in a way that builds hype. Look, I'm talking to you right now, so it's worked. Now you might argue that this could all just be a big coincidence, and I understand why you think that. The choice to simulcast could have been very last minute after an interminable amount of negotiating, but episodes are usually made at the last minute. Anime deadlines have always been tight, especially in the modern age. For the most part, the last thing to edit into the episode is usually the preview, and that's whatever the post-production department can get from the next episode's department. Because up till now, Toei have been relatively backward in their online initiative. It's taken 18 months to get an English simulcast/dub release, and that's in a time when most anime studios can actually negotiate and get out a simulcast and a simuldub in some cases at roughly the same time it airs in Japan. Perhaps Toei didn't think that Super would make an impact. Oh yeah. Now let's take a look at this graph from Down Detector. This graph comes from October the 23rd. The day when Dragon Ball Super episode 63 released on Crunchyroll. This graph denotes website issues such as crashes, freezes, or problems with the video player. That spike there lands at 2 AM Greenwich Mean Time, or 9 PM Eastern, which is when Dragon Ball Super released on Crunchyroll. That spike is Super. Toei would have had access to the numbers. They must have been floored by all this. Did they not realize how popular Dragon Ball is across the world? Okay, this is great, so what do they do? What do they do to keep this interest going? They've got Super Saiyan Blue Vegito coming up. Vegito's down with the kids, so let's use him. Now this is where the preview's cut reflects this notion, because Nozawa's speech as Goku doesn't really correlate with the visuals, nor does the episode title. It just doesn't match for some reason, and that's odd. Now, if Vegito's introduction was planned out more naturally, the episode title would have reflected this with a more overt nod to fusion, like Zamasu's fusion episode did, but No, we didn't get that. It reads, the climactic battle, the miraculous power of the relentless warrior. Now, if you just read that on its own, it could be construed to be Vegito, but it's Goku talking, not Vegito, or Goku and Vegeta at that same interval. Needless to say, this strategy has clearly worked. The internet has gone nuclear with speculation videos, discussion videos, research videos about fusion, videos about Vegito, including this one. Toei, well done. The buzz is electric right now as we're heading towards the end of the Future Trunks arc. With so many more fans jumping on board, Super's future looks bright. Toei cottoned onto this potential and maximized it in a big way. The West wants Vegito, the West gets Vegito. It's the ultimate clickbait. So for those thinking that this was a mistake on Toei's part and this is a reason why they suck, think again. This was a calculated decision on Toei's part, and they hit hard, and with nostalgia. So what do you guys think? Did you think that preview was cut weird, or are you excited for Vegito's appearance? Let me know down in the comments, and I would love to get this discussion going. I'm pretty experienced with online video and new media, so this strategy fascinates me to no end. But anyway, until next time guys, be sure to like and subscribe, and until then, catch you later.